After it, we have to read about advantages of primary cell over secondary cell. Both primary cell and secondary cell both have their advantages and disadvantages. But here we have to read first advantages of primary cell over secondary cell. Primary cell, that means that cannot be recharged again and again. It is light, it is cheap. So I have written only two advantages. Advantages of primary cell over secondary cell. That primary cell, it is cheap, it is light. Disadvantages of primary cell over secondary cell, that it can't be recharged, it gives less amount of current. Advantages of secondary cell over primary cell. So what are the advantages? That first advantages of the secondary cell or battery, we say that what, or we use in our daily life, in our houses, that inverter with battery, that it can be recharged again and again. It gives more amount of current, that we use it in running of TV, running of fan and other of the heavy electrical appliances. So primary cell can't be used in running of heavy electrical appliances, but secondary cell or battery is used in running of heavy electrical appliances. Disadvantages of secondary cell over primary cell, that it is costly, and due to its more cost, up to the time in our country it is not available in all the houses. Second, that it is heavy. After it, we have to read about that one of the examples of the cell, primary cell, in which the how chemical energy changes into electrical energy. How chemical energy changes into electrical energy. In this arrangement, I have taken in a container that two of the one is the anode, other is the cathode. Cathode I have taken zinc rod, and anode I have taken copper rod. Both are dipped in the solution of dilute sulfuric acid. So it is a voltaic cell that is developed by the Alessandro Volta. Alessandro Volta, here copper rod anode, zinc rod cathode, and their ends of the electrodes is added to a connected to a bulb. And in this we are looking that when both the rods are added, connected to a bulb, then bulb starts to glow. It shows that this arrangement shows that chemical energy is changing into electrical energy, and chemical changes effects in liquid can produce electric current, that we are looking in the voltaic cell. So it is the one example of the primary cell, voltaic cell. So it was first developed by the Alessandro Volta, but in our daily life we are using different types of cells in the torch, in the radio, in the wristwatches, clocks, everywhere we are using cells. And when electric current passes through electrolyte solution of acid, bases and salt, it breaks into ions. So both are just different. First, we have read that how electricity passes through electrolyte, then it ionize. Ionize means free mobile ions are formed. But here we are looking at how chemical energy changes into electrical energy and bulbs start to glow. And after it, one very important definition of the chapter we have to read: electrolysis. The phenomenon in which electrolyte breaks down into ions by passing electric current is called electrolysis. The phenomenon in which electrolyte breaks down into ions by passing electric current is called electrolysis. And this electrolysis we can understand with the help of this example. Here I have taken in a container, it is a glass container we have already taken, and we have fitted both of the anode and cathode as a graphite rod. It is the anode, it is the cathode, and I have taken here tap water, and both anode and cathode means electrodes are added to a battery, and when it is connected to a battery, switch is given, then we understands that, or we look that bubbles start to form on the anode, bubbles form, and that is the what? Bubbles of oxygen gases, whereas on the cathode bubbles are, or the gas formed, that is the what? Hydrogen gases. And also in this experiment we can see that, we understands that the formula of water H2O means hydrogen 2 times, oxygen 1 times, means hydrogen gas that is deposited, its volume of the hydrogen gases is 2 times, and here oxygen gases only 1 time. This also indicates that water breaks down into hydrogen and oxygen gases, and this experiment shows that when current passes through ionic solution, a chemical changes takes place. After it, we have to read that when current passes through electrolyte, a chemical reaction that takes place. In it, and it depends on nature of electrode. Electrode means combinedly anode and cathode are called electrode. Nature of electrode, nature and concentration of electrolyte or solution. Effects of chemical reaction during electrolysis. So in this example we have seen that how hydrogen gases on cathode and oxygen gases on anode. Oxygen, we know that oxygen ion, negative ion, and negative will already deposited on anode. Anode means positive, means opposite charges attract. And hydrogen means hydrogen, we understand that hydrogen gases, it is about positive, and it deposited on cathode. So chemical reaction takes place, water breaks down into hydrogen ion and oxygen ion and deposits in the form of gases. So when current passes through electrolyte, a chemical reaction that takes place in it means in electrolyte, the chemical reaction takes place and depends on nature of electrode, nature and concentration of electrolyte or solution. Here in this example, effects of chemical reaction during electrolysis. So first, gas bubbles form near electrodes. Gas bubble, that means hydrogen gases and oxygen gases. Hydrogen on cathode, oxygen on anode. Metal may get deposited on electrolyte. We will discuss later, but also it happens. Metals may get deposited on electrode. Color of solution may change. Conduction of metals can happen. Conduction of metals. Applications, uses of electrolysis. Application. So we have to read about application of electrolysis or uses of electrolysis. First, extraction of metals from their ores. So now it becomes necessary that what is ore? What is ore? I have written extraction of metals from their ore, from their ores. Ore, the substance or minerals from which metals are extracted beneficially, that is called ore. The minerals from which metals are extracted beneficially. Now, what is minerals? What is minerals? So, naturally occurring substances are called minerals. Naturally occurring. Note, all ores are minerals. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ore. Here, ores are of different types. I have written that all minerals are not ore, but all ores are minerals. Bauxite. Example I am taking bauxite, Al2O3. It is the ore of aluminium, and from this ore we can extract the aluminium metal. Sulfide ore, it is the what? Sulfide, sorry. Hematite is the iron of, hematite is the ore of iron. Hematite ore, it is the ore of iron. Hematite. Ore of sulfide ore is also another ore, sulfide ores. Ore of copper is the cuprite. So, ores, from them we can already extract the metals. From alumina we can extract aluminium metal. From hematite ore we can extract the iron metal. From cuprite we can extract the copper metal. So these were the examples of ore. All ores are mineral, but all minerals are not ore. Usage of electrolysis. So first I have written extraction of metal from their ore. Extraction of metal. In this figure we are looking that I have taken impure copper and I have taken it as a anode, and cathode I have taken as a pure metal. It is the cathode, pure copper, and it is the copper sulfate solution. When current passes through these, then this impure copper start to ionize, and from here copper ion start to come in the copper sulfate solution, and these copper ions will be start to deposit on this. So it becomes thicker and thicker, and it becomes start just like ionizing, and it becomes thinner and thinner, and below the anode there becomes the what? Anode mud is deposited. It is just like mud. So extraction of metals from ore. Metals like aluminium, sodium, potassium, calcium are extracted by the process of electrolysis. Electrolyte of metal which is to be deposited. Here I have taken. So one use of electrolysis I have taken, that is the extraction of metals from their ores. Second usage of electrolysis is the electro-refining of metals. In the first use of electrolysis, we have read extraction of metals from their ore. But here electro-refining of metals. It is the process to obtain pure metal from impure metal by electrolysis. In it really in the first example, extraction of metal from their ore was impure metal was taken, and it is a what? Pure metal. But in the electro refining, pure metal wire of pure copper wire has been taken as cathode. It is a pure metal, and it is a copper sulfate solution is used as electrolyte. Here impure copper rod is taken as anode, and when current passes through electrolytes, then pure copper ions from the copper sulfate solution, which is electrolyte, goes near to the cathode, and these copper ion converts into atoms and it becomes thicker and thicker, and we obtain a pure copper rod at cathode, and the anode becomes thinner and thinner, and the slag or mud present in the anode deposited below the anode during the electrolysis, that is called anode mud. So it is the process to obtain pure metal from impure metal by electrolysis, that is called electro refining of metals. Electro refining of metals. Third usage of electrolysis is the electroplating. Electroplating, it is the process of depositing a thin layer of desired metal on another metal by passing electricity. These all happening due to the what? Electric currents and their effect on the chemical. Like in this example, I am taken like copper as a anode, copper plate, zinc plate I have taken as cathode. Here I have taken copper sulfate solution, that is the electrolyte, Copper sulfate solution contains copper ions and sulfate ion. Copper ion, cation, positive ion. So positive ion will be attracted to the zinc plate, that is the cathode, and sulfate ion comes near to the anode, and this anode, that is made of copper, react with the sulfate ion, and continuously from the anode the copper ion and sulfate ion is coming continuously in the electrolyte in the copper sulfate solution, and copper ion attracted to the zinc plate. Here it forms in the copper atom because it gains here the electron from the battery. So at cathode, copper ion when get 2 of the electron, the copper atom is formed. Sulfate ion reacts with copper plate and continuously the process is going on. Metals are usually electroplated. So zinc plate is electroplated with copper here, and it is about copper electroplating. So metals are usually electroplated with chromium, tin, nickel, silver, gold, copper. So these are the different types of electroplating. When it is plated with tin, it is called tin plating. When it is plated with gold, it is called gold plating. Here it has been plated with copper, so it is called copper plating. After it, we have to read that points necessary for electroplating. What are the necessary conditions for electroplating? The articles which is to be electroplated should be taken as cathode. Like a spoon of aluminum or zinc has been taken and it can be electroplated with gold. So articles which is to be electroplated should be taken as cathode. The metal, second, the metal whose layer is to be deposited should be taken as anode. In this example, we are looking that here zinc plate is to be electroplated with copper. So copper has been taken as anode, and zinc which is electroplated, that has been taken as cathode. So two necessary condition has been described. The articles which is to be electroplated should be taken as cathode. The metal whose layer is to be deposited should be taken as anode, and electrolyte is taken of anode metal. After it, we have to know about practical application of electroplating. First, for decorating purpose. Decorating purpose. It is a very useful, necessary. It also helps to avoid corrosion or rusting. Be used in our daily life. Many of the devices, machines, bicycles, motorcycles, and so we see everywhere in the bicycle handbars is already electroplated. It shines, but really it is made of iron. Bicycle bells, it is also made of iron, but it is also electroplated. Bicycle rims, bathroom fittings, so these all are the electroplated with any other metal. So it is a very useful in our daily life. Second, that it helps against corrosion or rusting. Corrosion or rusting, that means if any of the device which is made of iron is already left anywhere, it can be rusted, it can be corroded, but when it is electroplated, then it will not be corroded. Or and third one, to minimize the cost. So we see that most of the things like a spoon or pen that looks so shining, made of gold, but that is the electroplated. Jewels also, these times it is already looks so shining, so attractive, but these all are electroplated. So in this video we have read that how electrolysis works and what are their usage or application in our daily life. Thank you.